So who am I, and why should you listen to anything I've got to say? Well, I'm going to explain some of my background and some of the ways I think and some of the ways I don't think, because that matters to people. It matters more than it should, but I want to set the stage a little bit of who I am. I enlisted in the Army when I was a senior in high school. I was 17 years old. I left from here right after graduation, went to Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri for basic training. I was awarded an Army ROTC scholarship while I was in basic training, so I was discharged from that and sent to the University of Kentucky to go through officer training. I was commissioned second lieutenant, and I spent 11 years in the Army National Guard. That was, looking back on my life, that was some of the most important formative times that I ever spent. I think that's the case for a lot of people who have spent time in the military. And to be quite honest about it, the smell of diesel smoke still makes me nostalgic for the time that I spent in the military. I would have probably stayed in to retire, but I had to get out when I decided to go to graduate school. So I went to graduate school in 1992 and got a bachelor's degree, got a PhD in physiology and biophysics. After that, I did a postdoctoral fellowship and spent about 15 years doing biomedical research, mostly in spinal cord injury, traumatic brain injury, and that sort of thing. After that, I got bitten by the teaching bug. I taught some classes sort of under the table when I was doing research and really enjoyed it and started doing more and more of that. And between getting sort of disenchanted with chasing research grants all the time and the fact that I enjoyed my teaching more than my research most of the time, I took to teaching. And that's where I was when the opportunity to come home popped up. Some very important things happened to me when I was teaching. And this is part of the why being 57 matters. When I was about 48, 49 maybe, I started getting involved in some advanced teaching techniques, and we started working with other teachers trying to improve their teaching abilities and the success of their students. And I got involved with a group that was working with the local school district. Now, the university I was at was an urban university in the middle of a really troubled school district. And we put together a group to help them with their teaching. And it was when I started getting involved in those teaching things, learning more about how to teach, how to meet students where their needs are, that sort of thing, that I learned some things that I didn't know. And it's a shame that it took me 50 years to learn them, but I did learn them. And I learned them because they're true, not because somebody taught them to me when I was young, because I was indoctrinated or whatever. I learned them because they were true. They were a result of my own experience. And much of what I learned there as a teacher translated to what I was doing when I came here and what I'm doing now and what this story is about.